Okay, let's check in now on America's most hated team. I'm talking about Coach Prime in Colorado.
Do you believe?
No, I don't.
We do not.
No, I actually think you're going to be really bad.
A couple of news items. One is one of their former players called it basically Grand Theft Auto. Did you read that?
Yeah, it's
the Athlon piece.
Yeah.
He said, so this is a former CU player. He said, it's like a real-life Grand Theft Auto video game. There are many distractions with fights, guns, and money floating around. The environment is unlike any I've come from before. One specific instance involves safety Shiloh Sanders and five-star recruit Cormani McLean getting into a heated altercation late in the 2023 season. After the Oregon State game, Shiloh slapped him several times, which left Cormani screaming, "I am going to kill you," repeatedly. After that, you could tell he wasn't mentally there. It's hard when the coaches you trust are calling you derogatory names on the practice field.
Yeah, that's and again, it's one player, but at the same time, it isn't one player. How many players now, again, to be fair, either anonymously or that have left the program, don't have a lot of good things to say about Colorado? I just think where there's that much smoke, there's probably fire. And by the way, the interview I was listening to Deion today when he was on with the Harry Douglas and Freddie Coleman. So they asked him, like, what did he learn? What's the biggest lesson? And he basically said, don't give people chances. He said people need to earn their opportunities. He is continually taking shots. Like, again, this goes back to anyone that has criticism, anyone that points out something that went wrong with the program. Deion's first move is to just try to tear everything down and say that there's absolutely nothing to it. Now, is it this bad? Is it Grand Theft Auto? I don't know. But is that indicative of a problem there at Colorado? And it's one thing if people are saying this about Georgia, right? If you're saying this about Georgia and you just continue to be successful, but when they're saying it about a program that's bad and that hasn't been good and does seem to be pretty dysfunctional, you might want to look into that and realize that that's not something that a lot of people are going to want to sign up for.
We also have Colorado apparently putting social media handles on their nameplates. On their jerseys during camp.
They did that at Jackson State. When I watched that, he had one on Amazon Prime about when he was at Jackson State.
Yeah.
And they did that. They put their handles on there. So
yeah. Got to promote the brand, man.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Problem is, man, and that's what I said when he came in. It's awesome to get eyeballs on your program. It's awesome to get people talking about you. It's awesome to sell tickets. And he did all of those things. And I think he did it better than anyone possibly could have at Colorado. The problem is, and this is kind of the Dan Lanning thing, dude, Lanning plays for clicks as much as any coach in the country. My God, that team out west, I mean, it's the definition of it. And they put together little videos and all that stuff.
They're fighting for clicks, we're fighting for wins.
They do fight for clicks. The problem is that Oregon actually has a real program and backs it up. I'm not certain that Colorado does. I really don't.
Yeah,
Feels kind of like smoke and mirrors at this point.
A little bit.
Yeah, and seriously, dude, if that's the culture, that will not fly in Boulder if they don't win games.
No.
So it's going to be quick.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think Deion's over it, and it sure seems like it's a spiral.
And when he does, and if it does fall, and by the way, I don't think you're wrong there. If that thing falls, he will take zero accountability.
No,
for the fall.
on his way out, he'll blame everyone but himself.
Yeah.
Again, human behavior 101.
Yep.
Guys like this.
I was even wondering if he would pull the ripcord before they could. You know, like so that
Possible.
he could craft his own narrative with it.
Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah.
We have audio. You want to hear him?
Yeah.
Do you want to hear Prime?
Let's go.
Your boy?
My boy.
What's up, boss? You believe now?
Hey, I was on board last year.
You believe now?
I didn't believe, but I liked him.
So here's the CBS thing. This is weird. No one really knows what he's talking about.
No.
Apparently he had a botched deal with CBS. It has nothing to do with the guy who's asking him the question, but he thinks it.
There was speculation that the thing he was mad about was an article that CBS put out about one of his kids having to declare for bankruptcy because of a court issue. We discussed that story, and so I think he's mad at them about that story.
Yeah, it was the safety, his son, the Shiloh.
Yeah, driving in today, I was listening to my favorite midday show, Danny and Dusty, and they were talking about somebody who's close to the Colorado program and close to Deion put out something about how nobody knows what they're talking about when it comes to this CBS thing. Apparently, he and CBS had a deal on something and somebody backed out and it got, I don't know.
That's what
no one knows. We're just speculating, but it's just
he won't
a weird,
explain it.
Exactly. He won't explain it. Here's what that sounded like.
That's the end of that question, I guess. Next guy.
Eric Christensen with CBS Sports Colorado.
CBS, I'm not doing nothing with CBS. Next question.
Joe Rigo, Mile
Ain't
High
got nothing to
Sports
do with
Radio.
you. It's above that. Ain't got nothing to do with you. I got love for you. I appreciate you, respect you. Ain't got nothing to do with you. They know what they did.
I'm here in Denver, not national.
You are who you are. CBS is CBS.
All right.
Joe
Ain't got
Rigo, Mile
nothing
High
to do with
Sports.
you. I respect you. That's why I told you that. I'm looking you in the eye as a man. I respect you. I got love for you. But what they did was foul.
Foul. And no one knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to be. So he's just doing the
Yeah, and CBS is not CBS.
And he keeps saying how much he respects this guy, but then he won't answer his question, even though he has nothing to do with it.
That would literally. So we're an ESPN station in that we run ESPN programming.
Yeah.
Right. But we're not owned by ESPN. We're just in, like, we can run ESPN programming. If we went off the air right now, Buck would go to ESPN national programming. Right. So
Correct.
This would be the equivalent
An Odyssey station
of Trent Bray or Dan Lanning or anyone else not liking ESPN, and then therefore when we asked a question being like, I will not answer that because you're ESPN, and we're like, well, no, we're an ESPN affiliate, but we're not. We're owned by Odyssey.
Doesn't matter, ESPN.
Doesn't matter, ESPN. Yeah, but we're not ESPN.
But I respect you.
I respect you, but F you. That is just,
it ain't about you, but ESPN.
boy, it is just
Yeah, he's obnoxious.
fascinating.
This one's worse. I think this is just pure. This next clip's about a minute. This is why I think he's over this. He cannot handle when things were good. He was great. Now that he's getting questioned and his team stinks, he can't handle it.
Yeah.
And it sounds like this.
What does bolstered mean?
You beefed it up?
Because I mean, I don't know all that bolstered stuff. I never used that in a sentence in my life.
All right, you beefed up your offensive line in this offseason.
Beefed up.
How do you sort of microwave
Improved?
that chemistry?
Improved. How about improved? Let's say that. We've improved our offensive line.
Okay, how do you get that? Everybody talks about that's the five have to work in unison, and the chemistry is such an important thing.
What is chemistry? You guys use it all the time. What is it? Yeah, but you guys work together. You don't like each other, most of you.
You love each other.
No, you don't. You definitely don't love the guy back there. Y'all can't stand him. But you still work together. You get the job done. We generally have a love and a admiration for one another. We really do. Whether you throw the word chemistry out or not, everybody keep throwing that word out. Some of you don't even have chemistry at home, but you go there every day.
So
What?
You see what I mean? Like
yeah,
he's just. It's like you can't even ask a question without him
Yeah.
bristling
And by the way,
and saying something so stupid.
and Deion Sanders, let me just state for the record, in a shocking turn of events, is a million times better football player than I ever was or ever will be, and knows more about playing the game
No,
of
I don't
football.
know. You get on the roids. Maybe you could get to his level here at the age of 43.
46. He is.
Wait, what? You're 46?
I'll be 46 this year.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, getting
You
old.
are old as.
Well, you did point out the other day how gray I am, and I appreciate you. Thank you for
Yeah.
pointing that out.
It's looking a little more gray today.
That's great. Thank you. Appreciate that.
You're welcome.
So I'm not questioning his football bona fides here, but as a former offensive lineman that was pretty good, and I don't know, every offensive lineman that's ever played the game in the history of the world will tell you that chemistry is one of the most important parts of being an offensive lineman. You absolute self-centered jackass. Like, yeah, do you all have to be best friends? But if you ask any coach, including Herm Edwards, who I don't really believe knows what he's talking about half the time, he will tell you that having five guys that respect each other and get along and have chemistry and know how to play together, it's why you don't see a lot of offensive line rotations, right? You tend to see the 5 or 6 guys play because you get used to playing with people side by side. Those Dallas Cowboy teams and 49er teams that won you Super Bowls, some of the best O-lines of their generation, and there was continuity there, and dare I say chemistry. So when someone asks a very reasonable and fair question that has been asked of football teams from the beginning of time about offensive lines, and you go into that, yes, you are a great football player. And yes, you know more than a lot of people that are asking questions. Dude, that doesn't make you smart. That doesn't make you clever. That makes you an ass. And we can see through it.
Well, and
it's BS.
He turned a softball into a landmine. Like,
Yeah.
in addition, that's like
I know.
just zooming out. That's an easy question to answer. He made an issue where there
Yeah.
didn't need to be one. He could say, I love our line. I love the way we're coming together, and I think we're going to be really good this year. End of question.
That's
it's
why.
over.
That's why I'm saying he's melting down, dude. They need to have some success, or that guy's going to lose it, and he's going to be out of there. And he's like you said, he's going to point fingers at everybody but himself on his way out.
And this was the best right here. Someone should have answered Vancouver Ford text line. What is chemistry? Not your program. That should have been the answer. What is chemistry? Something clearly that you and your team don't have. I wish someone would just be like, he's not going to talk to me anyway, so I'm just going to throw some smart ass back in his face too.
What is admiration? I've never really even used that in a sentence. By the way, he's never used the word bolstered. God, could you be any more obnoxious?
Yeah.
And by the way, the whole deal about the media doesn't work together, dude.
No.
As a matter of fact, they're rivals. That is such a dumb analogy.
It's just
He knows nothing.
He is getting, and it sucks because I really thought he was good for the game of college football. I thought he was great for Colorado, and I was a fan. And like I said, he is just he's managed in a very, very short period of time to turn that from a fun, uplifting underdog root for us story to just like you said, they may be the most hated team.
Yeah, nobody likes them
in college football.
Here's their sked. They open up against North Dakota State. That will be on ESPN for some reason.
And by the way, North Dakota State year in and year out is one of the, if not the best team in their division. God, I want.
What if they win?
I would be amazing.
The only issue, I heard someone breaking that one down, is that they have had a huge staff turnover. So most of the pieces that made North Dakota State
I think
are
their
gone
head
now.
coach left and took the linebacking job at like USC.
I think an OC left as well. I think they kind of
USC.
got stripped, but their staff did at least.
Yeah.
Do we have a point spread?
Oh, I'm sure we do.
Let's see what I can find for you.
Bloop, bloop. 9.5.
Okay. Go. I think they're the Bison. The Bison or the Buffalo.
That's pretty
They're the
low.
Bison, that's right.
Wow, it's a good
That's
program.
pretty low.
Yeah.
Then they play
Nebraska.
at Nebraska.
Yep.
They play at Colorado State. They host Baylor, and they're at UCF before they play Kansas State at home, and then they're at Arizona.
Yeah, it's not a murderer's row.
Well, no, the Big 12 isn't.
So
But later in the year, they get Utah, Kansas, and Oklahoma State. Their last 3 games. Those 3 teams are all ranked right now. So, I mean, they do get 4 ranked teams. Tough game at Nebraska.
Yeah.
So
Their win total over under is 5.5.
okay. So
I'll
again,
go under.
not huge expectations. I will be
Although I don't know. It's hard to say because they brought in so many transfers.
exactly. You just don't know you have no idea what they have. Well, I mean, they have a great quarterback and a great player in Hunter, but they had it last year, and it didn't amount to diddly poo. Isn't that the thing?
Doodly squat diddly.
Who was that? They said we couldn't do diddly.
That was Mora.
Is it diddly poo?
I think.
Diddly squat.
No, Diddly poo, I think, is correct.
Why don't you take your butt out of here?